They'll tell you on the Food Network or something, but it's true. The old cookbooks, they used a lot more herbs and spices than we normally use, and it has to do really with the World Wars and rationing and the Great Depression. You know, people just started making more simple foods. Sweet cicely was a very common herb, used both as food and medicine, and I guess really due to those, well, you know, the rationing and the Great Depression, and really before that Civil War, you got to remember the farmer's only going to grow what he can sell. The farmer has to make a living. The chef is only going to cook with what he can sell. And as those things kind of fell out of fashion, people quit growing it, people quit cooking with it. And I doubt anybody's listening to this podcast right now has ever tasted sweet cicely. It's actually very good. It was actually known as garden chervil in Gerard's time in the 1500, or he thought it was in the myrrh family actually, which it's not. Um, he said of it medicinally, well, and culinary. He said it is held to be one of the pot herbs. It is pleasant to the stomach. It is of a temperate heat with modern dryness, but not so much as the parsley's. Well, that doesn't mean anything to us, you know. But he said it provoketh the urine. I mean, it helps take off excess fluids. You know, it's a diuretic. And being boiled in wine and applied hot as basically a poultice, or just soak a cloth in it and put on the belly, it would ease stomach cramping and such, and a little of it drunk as well. The wine drunk in which it was boiled, as he says, would provoketh the urine and help with the cramping and such. And well, gas, really more gas than cramping, I guess. He said it was very much used among the Dutch people. Um, and the leaves, no, yes, the leaves of this plant, which he called sweet chervil, which it actually isn't, are exceedingly good, wholesome, and pleasant among other salad herbs, giving the taste of the anise seed unto the rest. It does have a slight anise-like flavor, so if you like things that taste a little licoricey, you're going to love it. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people hate licorice, which is absolutely one of my favorite flavors. I love licorice. I love anise. If you like it, you're going to like it. If you like fennel, you're going to like it. You know, I can go on with different plants in this family. Um, he said, Dioscorides teacheth that the root drunk in wine is a remedy against the bitings of venomous spiders. I have no idea if that's true or not. But he said, it bringeth down the menses and secondines. It means it helps bring on menstruation. And being boiled and drunk is good for them that have consumption of the lungs. Okay, he's not necessarily talking about tuberculosis, though he could be. It is very good for lung congestion and coughs. Um, he liked the seeds with oil and vinegar and pepper, used as a salad dressing, essentially. It's a great way to use it. The roots, and this is one thing that many people have forgotten. He said the roots are likewise most excellent if they be boiled up and served, as the cunning cook knoweth how better than myself. Notwithstanding, I do eat them with oil and vinegar, being first boiled, which is very good for old people and those that are dull and without courage. It rejoiceth and comforteth the heart, and increase their lust and strength. Wow, that's quite a claim, isn't it? I don't know if eating the roots of sweet cicely will increase your lust and strength or give you courage or anything, but the whole plant is very tasty, in my opinion. It's one of the apiaceae, like fennel and carrots and so many others we've talked about. You know, most of these herbs generally do fall into two categories. It's those of the mint family or those of the Apiaceae family. Um, and then we get a few others, you know, sage is a little different. Sweet woodruff, which we'll talk about next week, very different. But yeah, most of them really do fall into two categories. I mean, most people don't think that basil and oregano are in the same family as mint. Well, they are. And most people don't really think of caraway and coriander and fennel being in the same family as carrots and parsnips and sweet cicely, but they are. They have these volatile oils that enhance the flavor of foods and help prevent spoilage, which is how our ancestors found them. As you know, being a member of the Apiaceae family, it's perennial. So plant it once, let it basically take care of itself. It's very pretty. It has fern-like leaves. The flowers are much like Queen Anne's lace or wild carrot or poison hemlock. So always, be careful to know what you planted and mark it in case some bird brought in some poison hemlock seeds and they got mixed into your garden. That's very true when it comes to carrots and parsley, which are in the same family. You always want to be able to identify these plants because two members of the family are among the most poisonous plants there are known to man, whereas 99.9% of the family are many of our common vegetables and spices and herbs. So it does well in sun or partial shade. Water needs are moderate. It'll grow about 4 feet tall, so it can get pretty big, and it should be spaced about 2 feet apart. Uh, Sow the seeds in the garden in the fall or pop them in the freezer because it does need stratification. Hardiness is from zone 3A to 8B. So this one is hardy Maine and into Canada and down to South Georgia, no problem. Alabama, Mississippi, you can grow this one. Um, you may have a little trouble with it in Florida and South Texas, but if you put it in a more shady location, it'd probably be just fine. Just fine. So, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you try a couple of these herbs because, herbs bring a lot of flavor to food and a lot of health benefits. And we need to be eating more variety and not less. The less variety our diets have, the more we see these epidemics of diabetes, heart disease, obesity, cancers, et cetera, et cetera, kidney disease. That's Americans are just not eating the variety of foods that our ancestors once ate. We're living basically on sugar and wheat that has been stripped of most of its nutrition and a lot of artificial flavors. Um, you go down, well, look at the average American diet. It's just really not healthy. We need more good natural food and a variety of it. It should never be a chore for a child to eat their vegetables, and certainly not for an adult. You just need to learn to cook them right. Get my cookbook, Omnivore's Guide, and you will learn to cook vegetables that are like really delicious. You will actually crave them. And lots of meats. By no means do I leave out the meats. In fact, half the cookbook is meat and fish and wild game. Um, and these herbs will give a lot of flavor so that you'll actually really be able to enjoy your food. And remember, our ancestors didn't just cook with these herbs. They included them in wine and beer, and that's a nice way to have your herbs as well. Not all of us are tea drinkers. I am not an herb tea enthusiast. I have a little bit more testosterone than most people who drink herb tea. Let's just put it that way. I know the ladies love their herb tea and their herbal baths. I don't take baths if I can help it. Every blue moon, okay, if it's like really cold, a winter's day, I might have a hot bath just to really take off the chill if I've been out, hunting or something, and I'm just chilled to the bone, especially if I've fallen in a cold creek, which actually happens a lot on icy trails. There's nothing that compares to a hot bath to, undo that. But, I'm a shower guy, and actually a cold shower guy, a lot of times. That's invigorating. It seems to work with my constitution, but I'm definitely not an herbal tea guy or herbal sachets or anything perfumey. I can't stand the stuff. So yeah, that in many ways I am different than a lot of herbalists. I'd much rather cook with the herb or put it in wine or just use a tincture or just eat it. Just plain eat it. But that's me. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Enjoy this wonderful, beautiful, cool fall weather. It's hunting season where I live, but it's not quite hunting season for me, if you know what I mean. I prefer cooler weather. It's mushroom hunting season, though, big time. And so I'm loving being out in the woods when I get to bring back a lot of great wood and carve it up. Sit on my front porch and carve out something, and that could be, a Christmas gift under your tree this year. So be sure to check it out. JudsonCarroll.woodcraft, JudsonCarrollWoodcraft.substack.com. And of course, my books are available on Amazon, or if you want an ebook, a PDF, you can get it directly from me. And don't forget, Substack subscriptions. They're free, okay? Paying is optional. So that's a gift you can give to somebody that also helps me out. If that's something you want to do, it's only $8 a month. And there's actually a discount if you do for a year and all that. And I send free gifts, actually, as a thank you gift. Like my books, I'll send the PDFs for free to the person, to either you or the person you gave the gift subscription to. And I tell you what, if you want to just send me an email and say, I just bought my daughter-in-law a gift subscription or whatever to your, you know what I'm saying, I'll send you both a free copy of whatever book of your choice you want in PDF, you know. And but for print, you got to go to Amazon. Hopefully someday there'll be a conservative option to Amazon. But right now they're the only game in town, you know, for print on demand. They put all the bookstores out of business, and what are you going to do? There's nothing I can do. So anyway, y'all, have a great one. I'll talk to you next time.
The information in this podcast is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease or condition. Nothing I say or write has been evaluated or approved by the FDA. I'm not a doctor. The U.S. government does not recognize the practice of herbal medicine, and there is no governing body regulating herbalists. Therefore, I'm really just a guy who studies herbs. I'm not offering any advice. I won't even claim that anything I write or say is accurate or true. I can tell you what herbs have been traditionally used for. I can tell you my own experience and if I believe an herb has helped me. I cannot nor would I tell you to do the same. If you use an herb anyone recommends, you are treating yourself. You take full responsibility for your health. Humans are individuals and no two are identical. What works for me may not work for you. You may have an allergy, a sensitivity, an underlying condition that no one else even shares and you don't even know about. Be careful with your health. By continuing to listen to my podcast or read my blog, you agree to be responsible for yourself, do your own research, make your own choices, and not to blame me for anything ever.